What's good, everybody, and you're watching JDN, and this is My NBA World, episode 27, and the third round of the NBA playoffs are underway, and this video will be the conference finals and the winner of the NBA finals. So to start it off, in the Western Conference, the 3-seeded Memphis Grizzlies go up against the 4-seeded Utah Jazz. Many fans used to wonder if Kyrie and Ja Morant would leave if Memphis fell below expectations. But after a phenomenal season that has them just 4 wins from the NBA Finals, it seems clear that this duo will be sticking around for much longer. While in Utah, there are still many questioning if James Harden will retire after the season, championship or not. The Jazz center, Jameer Ware, is only in his 3rd season and still looks to improve. Utah will have to rebuild their amazing roster if Harden does end up retiring. Many ponder the possibility of a superstar player coming to Utah to team up with Jameer, or even a young star that will take the role behind Harden to develop into the team's next great duo. Ja Morant was dominating early throughout the series, leading to a 2-1 series lead and eventual 3-2 series lead, heading into Utah. People were hyping up this series as the passing of the torch between the reigning Finals MVP, James Harden, and rising icon, Ja Morant. And to start Game 6, it was not looking good for Utah. Jaren Jackson Jr. proving to be a problem while matching up against Ware. With the Jazz being in an obvious must-win situation, the Jazz stars attempted to rally back in the second half of the game. Jameer and Harden have played well in the series, especially Harden, yet they would still have to do even better if they wanted to win Game 6, let alone Game 7. But even while being on the road, the Grizzlies seemed to suck all the air out of the building. With Memphis having crazy highlight plays, the Jazz had no momentum, allowing Kyrie and Ja to lead Memphis to a win in the conference finals to close out the series in 6. The Memphis Grizzlies will be moving on to the NBA Finals for the first time in franchise history. Utah's future is incredibly concerning, while the Grizzlies may have stumbled upon their first dynasty in their 25th season in the NBA. Kyrie used to be labeled as a fringe superstar, but now on Memphis, the real question is, where does Kyrie rank in the top 8 of current players? For the Eastern Conference Finals, the 1st seed Miami Heat matches up against the 2 seed Boston Celtics. Both teams have a top 5 defense in the NBA, with extremely efficient offenses being led by 2 of the best small forwards in the NBA. After 4 games, the series was knotted up 2 games apiece, with Tatum being the best individual performer, averaging 35 points a game and never scoring under 30 in the first 4 games. In Miami, Tatum was once again playing great, and with a solid performance from Derek White in Game 5, it looked like the Celtics would take a 3-2 series lead going into Boston for Game 6. But with the defense of Jimmy Butler and the difficult shots being made by Kevin Durant, the Miami Heat would end up winning the game 116-109, holding off Jason Tatum's great individual performance once again. Playoff Jimmy Butler led the way for Miami in Game 5 with a 34-point triple-double. Jimmy Buckets now leads the unit into Boston for Game 6. Where if Miami wins, they close out the series. All eyes are on Jason Tatum. He's been playing amazing, scoring the ball on a historic level throughout the playoffs, but without at least making it out the East, nobody will remember Tatum's incredible playoff run. For the Heat, an X factor in the series was the emergence of Fred VanVleet. Fred has been disappointing to mediocre in his time in Miami, but against Boston, he was showing his toughness and championship experience throughout Game 6 and the series as a whole. Kevin Durant was giving it his all tonight, making many tough shots and many physical plays, even on defense. Tonight, the Celtics were utilizing the home court advantage, being able to tie up the game at 122 with just 25 seconds left. Tatum shows off his clutchness with a tough layup to take a 2-point lead. The Heat call a timeout to regroup. Every fan watching expects the ball to get into Durant's hands, but the Heat could inbound it to the others to try to win the game off an expected play call. But Miami doesn't try to play around. They feed the ball to the Slim Reaper for the last shot. Kevin Durant shoots the 3 for the 1-point lead, and Durant drills the 3. He hits the shot, and with no time, Tatum throws up a prayer and is not answered. The Miami Heat will advance to the NBA Finals once again, and Jason Tatum's amazing one-man playoff run will go down as a disappointment, while the Miami Heat can win their 2nd ring in 4 years. Now the NBA Finals matchup is set, what we've all been waiting for. It will be the Memphis Grizzlies versus the Miami Heat, with two of the league's biggest superstars going head-to-head in the match. In the regular season series, Miami won 3 out of the 4 matchups, and to add on, the Heat simply have the superior team compared to the Grizzlies, and many expected the Heat to win in general, especially with the Heat having Kevin Durant, a player known to step up in the playoffs and especially in the NBA Finals. But Memphis has been used to being doubted. Fans and analysts said Ja Morant and the Grizzlies couldn't make it far in the playoffs, that Ja Morant couldn't lead a team to a championship. But now this Grizzlies core was up 3-2 in the series going into Game 6 in Miami. Jimmy Butler ended up suffering a hip injury in Game 5, forcing Kevin Durant to put up more dominant numbers if he wanted to win the finals. And Kevin Durant did just that. In Game 5 through 7, Durant scored 34, 39, and 47 points in Game 7. After Heat forced Game 7, former teammates Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant will be matching up again against each other, adding extra bad blood to the Game 7 matchup. Both of these teams being very good defensively and physical teams, not surprisingly leading to some dirty plays, including a Bam Adebayo takedown which resulted in a double technical. The game was tied at 136 until Kyrie Irving hit a smooth layup on the drive past Hero. Kevin Durant matched up against Collins and will drain the very difficult mid-range fadeaway to tie up the game again at 138 with under a minute left in Game 7 of the NBA Finals. And Durant continues dominating the Grizzlies in Game 7, similar to his unstoppable Game 7 performance versus Milwaukee in 2021. Kyrie gets the ball and they give it to Collins down low, and Bam Adebayo blocks it off the backboard, and the Heat can basically end the game if they hit both free throws. Butler gets put on the line, and Jimmy Buckets misses the first free throw. Butler was 6 for 7 from the free throw line before missing the free throw in the clutch. Butler does at least make one free throw to make it a 141-138 game. And Kyrie, with no time left, gives it to Ja, and he hits the 3 to tie the game. Nothing but net. Ja Morant drills the 3 to tie Game 7 up at 141. The whole arena buzzing off one of the best shots in finals history. And after the Heat lose some time off the clock for no reason, Miami now only has 0.6 seconds left to get a shot off. And Kevin Durant gets a shot off and he makes it! He makes it fall. That might be the best sequence in finals history. An incredible shot by Kevin Durant may have just gotten himself his 3rd ring, but was the shot off in time? After about 20 minutes of replay review, it looks like KD's fingertips were still on the ball when the buzzer went off. Another comparable moment to the Game 7 Bucks vs Nets in 2021, when KD was a shoe size away from making that shot a game winner. In overtime, the Grizzlies took a slight lead, but after a Jaren Jackson Jr. 3, Memphis had a 2-possession lead. But the Heat secret weapon once again made a big splash. Van Vliet hits a very tough 3 to make it just a 4-point game. Then Fred steals the ball but misses, but Bam comes to the rescue to make it a 2-point game after the dunk. Kyrie dribbles up the court, but right when he gets the ball to Ja, the Heat immediately foul. Clearly the person Miami wanted to shoot the free throws in the clutch. Before shooting the free throws, Ja Morant was chirping at Butler and Bam. An attempt from the Heat trying to get into Ja's head before shooting the very important free throws. And after switching the first free throw, Morant missed the second one. And in under 5 seconds, the Heat end up getting a wide open 3, catching the Grizzlies defense sleeping. And Hero ties up the game at 161 with just 21 seconds left. And Kyrie waits for the last shot. In Game 7, Kyrie drives, kicks to Cameron Whitmore. Bang! Bang, it's over! Nothing but net. The Memphis Grizzlies win the finals in overtime of Game 7. Their first NBA title in franchise history. And Memphis are the new champions of the world. Kevin Durant was unstoppable during the series and especially in Game 7. And the Heat did nearly win, but Durant just a smaller hand away from winning his 3rd ring. But instead, Kyrie Irving will end up winning the battle versus his former teammate Kevin Durant. Morant and Kyrie were just going on and off with amazing games all series, and Ja Morant will actually be the one to win Finals MVP, having a great series even though he shot slightly lower than normal due to the amazing defense of Miami and the bright lights of the NBA Finals. In an amazing series, one of the best NBA Finals of all time, a Game 7 buzzer beater, first in history. And thank you guys for watching. You may have just witnessed the JDN MyNBA World Series finale. Thank y'all all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. It was an amazing game, and peace.